I'm Chad Keegan. I'm from Defiance, Ohio. A lot of people know me because I do YouTube and stuff like that, but that's where I'm from. We're in Louisville, Kentucky right now at Matt's for 2020-26 show, and I'm standing in front of this 1978 International TransStar 4070B that I picked up in December for the Truck Parking Club. Stopped there in December on my way back from running a load, and next thing you know, they're like, hey, can you get us a cab over? We want a cab over. I'm like, do you know who I am? Of course I can get you a cab over, dude. There's a ton of them up by my house. So this is on a Wednesday, and on Friday, I contacted a gentleman about this truck. He lived over in Muncie, Indiana, and he's like, yeah, you know, I got a couple other people interested. I said, well, can I come over tomorrow and look at it?
Did you find it on Facebook or something?
I did, Marketplace. I seen it on Marketplace, and I couldn't beat the price and just what it, you know, it was advertised as. I thought it was a pretty good deal. So I went over Saturday. He told me the history on the truck. Was built in Fort Wayne, Indiana, went down to Muncie, Indiana to work in a rock quarry, had a Muncie wet kit and PTO pump on it. So they worked it for I don't know how many years. Then a farmer bought it that was local with a dump trailer on the back that, you know, was used with the wet kit. And he had it for about 20 years. Then he sold it to his friend for about 5 years, who had it as a backup truck for his farming business. So this truck was basically a local truck its whole life, and it only has 133,000 original miles on it. And I was shocked when I seen it. It had already had a rester job done on it before because the paint wasn't original and the frame had been redone. And they had done some other things to the truck, but once I got it, I realized, you know, where the leaks were at and things like that. So I was like, okay, I got to go to work and start redoing this, because if they ever want to drive this truck, DOT it. I want it to DOT specs. So, you know, went through, changed some seals out, put brand new rubber all the way around, because the tires that were on it were date coded from 2001 and 2002 for the drives, and the steers were 2015 and 2016 because there was two different ones. So I got the new style, so we didn't deal with the split rims, the full rims for the 22.5s. That way they can put any 22.5 that isn't a tube tire on this if they have, you know, something go wrong running down the road, go into a show or whatever.
But and you did the frame?
Yep, I sanded the frame down, primed it, and then painted it. I painted the engine. It was basically metal, the block and stuff like that. All the paint was off. There was no primer even on there. So the cab got done too. That was red originally when I picked it up. And the engine was originally red out of the factory. The frame was black. The truck was red, but now it's yellow, obviously, because I sanded and painted and primed that too.
So the red it was when you bought it, was that just the same color
repainted? No,
or?
it was darker than what the original color was, and it was faded out. And being at a rock quarry, you can see all the dents on the back and stuff like that. It's got its dents and dings, but at the same time, somebody had used filler primer to try to fill that stuff, and it was rock hard to get through, and I was like, I can't even deal with this.
I glanced past this, but in case someone's like, oh, he redid the frame, he missed a spot, but you left it like that.
I did.
So
I wanted people to be able to see it. There's runs in the section too that I can show you that I left, because all those runs and stuff, that's not from me when I was painting. That was before previous. Somebody had put some real thick and heavy stuff on, and it was a pain in the butt, but you know, being a spring ride too, it was super hard to get some of the places, because I have a spring ride truck that's about the same wheelbase. I knew that as soon as you get wet or you hit anything, that is going to pop off. This is right here is my pride and joy for this truck. When we got this truck, this thing was full of grease. I mean, there was grease piled up all the way in here. And if you watch my YouTube videos, you know that and have seen that. And I mean, I cleaned this thing up the best I could. This, if you're going to restore something, I would say if I restored this truck, I would have restored the fifth wheel. That's it. I just revived the rest of the truck because it needed some TLC. But this, well, you'll never see a thing like this. And they said, when can we use it? And I'm like, after mats, not until after mats. It has to be clean for mats. After mats, I don't care what you do with it. That international sign, I didn't even know that was down there when we got it, because that was just covered with grease. That was completely covered until I started chipping away and I seen that. So I'm like, I'm going to pinstripe that up because I want that to pop when you see the truck. So.
Did you ever think you'd have a 4070, even if only for a couple months? I love them.
No, but to be honest with you, I've climbed in them before, and I always liked the build and the body style. I climbed in a shorter one a few years ago, and I'm like, man, this thing is super clean, and there's that extra spacing in that panel right there, so this is the longer one than what there is shorter ones, which is insane to me.
You said the panels were...
Yeah, the other one on the side was all, you could see the cardboard and it was just peeling up. So I just got some vinyl from, God, what is that?
Your local vinyl cow.
Well, I did. It was Hobby Lobby. I just picked some up from Hobby Lobby and covered them real quick.
You know how handy that is? Why
that
didn't
is the best
everybody
thing.
do that?
The first time I seen that, when I was looking at the truck and he opened the door and I seen that, I said, that is amazing. I love that right there.
I don't know about climbing up there, but I'm gonna hold at least with one hand. So the last interview I did was in Australia 6 months ago.
Nice.
And basically you can walk right up into those cabovers.
Oh yeah.
While still recording. Well,
Yeah, this one's a kind of a pain in the butt to climb in versus what the Kenworth is, because that's what we're used to. My wife was having troubles with this little step right here, and it wasn't fun at all. But it's all original in there. I didn't really do anything but clean it up. I just left it. Those two holes in the panels is where the mouse nests were when I first got it.
They were in the roof?
Oh
in
yeah,
the
there was huge ones. I have pictures I'll send to you so you can put them in the video.
There were some big city mice used to skyscrapers.
They were gross, man. That's all I know.
And if it was a quarry truck, the sleeper was probably never used.
No,
right?
the bed still had the plastic on it, but when I pulled the bed up, there was a big nest where somebody lived under there too with a bunch of debris and stuff that I had to take off. I took these off, repop riveted them. When I put them back on, I taped all this stuff off and painted this stuff. It was fun taping that off. The small ones were a pain in the butt. That big one went actually really well. Added the chicken lights because this truck had never had any chicken lights. We put a 6-inch stack on it, came with a 5-inch with a muffler, and I said we can do a 6-inch. We couldn't do duals because rerouting that air breather would have been a pain in the butt, the way the engine was and stuff like that. So we just left it the way it would have been built, but just fabbed it up to where we could put a 6-inch stack and have that air breather a little bit shorter than what the original one was, and just to kind of blend it in. Now, it's not a perfect truck. It'll probably never be a perfect truck. They didn't want a perfect truck when I was building this for them. They just said they want a Cabover that's yellow, and I said, I got you, bro.
It's
pretty much
kind of annoying to drive a perfect truck.
Yeah, I know.
You get really nervous driving it. Like, what if I chip it?
Yeah.
What's the transmission?
13 speed.
And what is that engine?
It's 290 Cummins. I don't know if it's been built up to 350 or what. Some guy who was down there said it's a Super 290 because it's got this aftercooler on it. Most 290s didn't have it. They had like the manifold on the side over here to where this wouldn't have been here. But it is a big cam, so I don't know. The build sheet says 290, and that's all it says. Doesn't say anything extra or special. It doesn't drive like my blue truck has a 350 in it. It doesn't have that much pep, so I do believe it's a 290. And don't forget those runs on that plate there that when I taped
well, I'm looking at that must be the original red, the bright red there.
Yeah.
That's pretty vivid.
Yeah, there's a few spots that I left because I wanted to show, you know what I mean, what it would have looked like or could have looked like in the past.
Smells good in here.
For what it did, yes. You can't tell mice were in there at all.
Did it just sort of fall out of the ceiling?
Oh, it was everywhere. It was on me every time. There's still some stuff that might come down here and there if the wind's right. We had the windows open yesterday when we were coming up because it was 80 degrees. And there were still a few things flying around, but nothing major.
So Muncie PTO is a new one for me. Is it a company that's in Muncie?
I do believe
Indiana?
so, because you can Google the stuff and it pulls right up. I don't know if it's Muncie, Indiana, or if it's somewhere else, but it's the name Muncie. And I figured that when they sent it down to Muncie, the rock quarry, it went down there and it probably got the stuff put on it, and they just bought it right from them, almost like a dealership maybe. That's something you can research, folks.
Yeah. Don't make me do all the work. I'm already busy enough. What's your favorite thing about it in your time that you've been working on it?
Just being able to bring something back from, you know, what it was at one point. This thing was a glorious vehicle, and it really didn't get the attention it deserved, being stuck in a barn for years. I just wanted to give it some appreciation. I basically stripped this truck down. I mean, I didn't take the engine out and stuff like that, but almost every piece other than that came off and was cleaned or polished. Was it the best job? Probably not. Some things you just can't get off, stains and whatnot from older, you know, aluminum that just doesn't want to work out. I didn't have the time to sand everything down to make it perfect. I just did the best I could with the truck. It's always nice to be able to do stuff like this, you know, for something older, especially for somebody else that really wants something, and it's like, it's everything they wanted, pretty much. When I first got the truck and started taking it apart, I already could visualize it rolling down the road in the rollers and stuff like that, and what it would look like and how it would drive, and it's done everything I needed it to, so I would say that would be it.
And at least it wasn't a barn.
Well, it was in a barn, so it did, you know, there's not a lot of rust on this truck. There wasn't a whole lot. Being from the north, there was a little bit of rust jacking under the fifth wheel plate, but other than that, it was pretty clean, and I was satisfied with that.